is it possible to take encouragement from a late season revival and also vow to do better the next time around? For the Robert Morris University men's hockey team, that's the plan as the 2018-19 Division I season begins. To make sense of this, we first have to rewind the tape a few months, back to the spring. For the first time this decade, a Colonials team did not finish with a winning record, ending up 2 games under 500. At the same time, RMU got downright molten in the springtime, winning 5 of 6 Atlantic Hockey playoff games after going winless in 6 to end the regular season. It was quite the reversal, even though for the Colonials it was also more of the same. Head coach Derek Schooley's team has been to the Atlantic Hockey title game in 3 straight seasons and 4 out of 5 after last season's run. There's one problem though. RMU has won just one of those championship games, back in 2014. Last year ended especially jarringly as Air Force prevailed over RMU at Rochester's Blue Cross Arena, just one day after the Colonials rallied for an overtime win against rival Mercyhurst in the semis. It went from elation to elimination. Those emotions provide the backdrop as the Colonials embark upon their 15th season of D1 hockey. This is Road to Revolution, Season 4. The realities of college sports are well known. Yes, winning can beget more winning, as more young athletes want to be part of a successful program, and positive results impart energy and enthusiasm throughout. But achieving success also means recovering when great players move on. And for the third time in 4 years, the Colonials are tasked with moving on from their all-time leading scorer. Like Cody Wido and Zach Lynch before him, Brady Ferguson is now off to try to make it in the pros, as so many RMU alums have. With a fresh season on the doorstep here in Pittsburgh, a new leadership team must take charge now for Robert Morris. Senior winger Brandon Watt has been named captain, and he has some thoughts on the type of atmosphere that incubates success.
Over my first 3 years, one of our main goals was to play together almost as a family. Obviously every team every year is going to be different, but the way you win hockey games is believing in one another, sticking to the system, sticking together through the good times and the bad. Like I said, last year we kind of saw that we went through a little bit of slump, but we stuck with it and we made it back to the finals. So I think one of the common themes in colonial hockey is being a family, and I think it's super important, especially with a younger team this year.
Yes, indeed, it is a young group of Colonials, with 11 freshmen infusing this roster. Watt will look to set the emotional tone, both for the team and his 5-man senior class in particular. Fellow senior winger Alex Tonge has been in a lofty position on the line chart since his arrival in Western PA 3 years ago, and he's cashed in to the tune of 99 career points, putting him into the top 20 of returning scorers nationwide. The RMU alternate captain knows the stakes for those who return to wear red, white, and blue, with juniors in Luke Lynch and starting goalie Francis Marat sure to join in the lead-by-example category.
I mean, for 100% sure we do, but coming in with 11 freshmen, you're going to have to, all the seniors, regardless if you're a captain or not, is going to have to step up and be leaders. And I think us 5 have done the right job right now. Even the juniors have stepped up, and I think we have grouped together as really well so far.
Regardless of how young RMU is on average, let's not forget about the value of experience, even if some of that is uncomfortable experience. It's said that pain can be the best teacher. If so, there's plenty of fuel for the new journey in 2018-19.
Last year, some of those games, some of those weekends, getting swept by teams that we should not get swept by, it's just a different path every year. And so I think that having a good season and sort of more of a down season is really going to help prepare us this year, because we've seen it all, and I think our junior and senior and sophomore class, we feel very prepared for this season.
And if the Colonials need any additional reminders that their time here on campus is limited and precious, they need only turn back to one of several program alums who make their way to the island to train before their pro seasons begin each and every year. Daniel Levins from the prolific class of 2017 is one of those men. On his way to a second full ECHL season, this time with the Toledo Walleye, the Ontario-born Levins described one of the key lessons he absorbed from his time in Pittsburgh.
I would definitely say to embrace it. I mean, when I was a freshman, guys said, 4 years is going to go by fast, and just savor every moment. And honestly, my freshman year, I kind of took that for granted a little bit, and at times I wasn't enjoying it to the fullest extent. And looking back on it, that's probably one of my biggest regrets in college. So I would say just every day, I mean, you're only at the rink for a couple hours a day, just enjoy it. And if hockey's not going 100% the way you want it, I mean, you're with 20, 25 guys that are going to become some of your lifelong friends. So just enjoy yourself away from the rink and make the most of your 4 years, because, like I said, it goes by really quick.
Of course, it's easier for everyone involved to enjoy themselves if the team is performing at top gear. And at this time of the year, that means putting in the work.
The preseason is really important for a team. First, to get some chemistry going, get used to everyone on the ice, and just to learn different things about each other, our tendencies on the ice, like who you're playing with, and then also to work on team systems and everything. I think the preseason is really important because you use this time to get ready for the regular season, and I think so far we've done a good job. I think all of our practices have been pretty high paced. We try to keep it like it's game-like, so I think we're doing a good job. I think everyone is real excited for the season to start.
After several weeks of practice, conditioning, and intra-squad scrimmages, the Colonials finally got their chance to square off against real competition as the Brock Badgers of the Canadian college circuit paid a visit on October 7th. While the game didn't count, RMU's collective effort was as real as it gets in a persistent 4-2 win. Perhaps the biggest positive was seeing underclassmen Nick Perkusic and Justin Adamo score goals, and a handful of newcomers looked right at home on the island. With a home-and-home against nationally ranked Bowling Green at the front end of the schedule, the hope is that the situations faced in a fast and physical exhibition game can imbue lessons that'll stick when the puck drops for real. This isn't the NHL, where teams get several preseason games to acclimate themselves, so RMU has to make do with one.
It's more of just to try to get everybody accustomed and to give everybody an opportunity to go out and show what they've learned, show the systems, show that they know what we're doing, and then use that and use the video to teach. And I think that's the most important thing, is to use the video to teach what we've done right, what we've done wrong, and how we need to be better. And it gives us a barometer of what we need to work on, because when you're doing it in practice, the offense knows what the defense is going to do, and the defense knows what the offense is going to do. So it's really tough to get a really good read. And then even if you do some scrimmage 5-on-5, both teams are running the same systems. So that's a challenge. But so we use it to get everybody in game action. We use it to get some video, to get some teaching video, and to go out and play against somebody else that we're not used to playing against.
Every team faces the jump from preseason to regular season, so this aspect of the Colonials' journey is not unique. Just ask junior defenseman Sean Giles about that.
I mean, it's been 6 months since we played a game of hockey, so the summertime is a lot about taking care of your body and trying to gain and get better, and it's exciting because we're finally winding down those weeks where it's let's try and push to be stronger, and now it's let's get back into those on-ice habits and make sure our conditioning's good, and like I said, getting back to those details, because when it comes to game time, you got to be ready. Summer hockey is very different than in-season hockey. In summer hockey, it's a lot about skills, and the season hockey is about the teamwork and making sure you're using your teammates to gain the goal together. And so I think that as this off-season winds down, it's just really exciting to get back to meaningful games and blocking shots and the details that make it so worth it at the end of the ride.
But even though the rhythms of early fall are universal across college hockey, the Colonial circumstances are theirs and theirs alone. It might be presumptuous and cliched to say they have unfinished business. Each team is different, of course, and each team has to earn its own way to within reach of a championship and an elusive NCAA tournament berth. Still, there's no doubt that Schooley's squad is in better position to achieve their goals than if they were starting from scratch.
Well, we want to continue the legacy of what's been built. We've had last year was our first record-wise losing season in 8 years. Our legacy, we want to make the program better than when you got here. And every year they've got more stuff, but they've also earned more stuff as far as accolades, as far as equipment, as far as everything. They've earned what they've got. And you just want to make sure that you leave the program in better shape than when you left. And the guys certainly have done that. Year by year, we've continued to get better. The expectations are high. We have high high expectations around here. We don't expect to ever, even with a large number of freshmen, we don't want to consider this a rebuilding year. We want to consider it a reloading year. And you want to make sure that you uphold the tradition, the values, and everything that's happened here for the last 14 years. And we want to make the 15-year anniversary of the program just as special as the previous years, and the 10-year anniversary really special. When we went to the NCAA tournament. Why not do it again at a 15-year anniversary?
In his 15th year leading this program, Schooley has something his players don't have. He's been there since day one, with nothing but a desk and a phone with which to build a D1 hockey team. With those memories firmly in the bank, Schooley realizes how far the Colonials have come in 15 years, from local curiosity to storybook Cinderella to conference stalwart. It's enough to make anyone's head spin with gratitude, and also hunger to climb that mountain again. That's a feeling any player who was on the bench last March in Western New York can relate to.
I think just not to take those kind of games for granted. I mean, it's been 2 years. I only have 2 more years left. I speak as for the guys in my junior class. Like me specifically, I remember everything about freshman year. How coach would say, "Oh, time will fly by," and now we're sitting here at the beginning of our junior year. So I think to not take those kind of games for granted, because who knows when we're going to get back, if you ever get back there and everything like that. So I think that's the biggest thing we can take from those kind of games is to, whenever you get an opportunity to play in a game like that, to make sure you take advantage of it fully.
The road to revolution begins anew.